President Trump's Commerce Secretary said it's wrong to predict price hikes and job losses as a result of planned aluminum and steel tariffs, even as administration officials said there would be no exceptions for U.S. allies from the fees. Trump said last week he plans to impose tariffs of 25% on imported steel and 10% on aluminum, a move that could spark a global trade war. The president's advisors defended the plan in a series of interviews Sunday, even as fellow Republicans and business leaders criticized it. The notion that it would destroy a lot of jobs, raise prices, disrupt things, is wrong, Commerce Secretary Wilbur Ross said on ABC's This Week. Ross said the White House did not plan to grant exemptions for U.S. allies such as Canada, which is expected to take the biggest hit from the tariffs because it exports the most steel and aluminum to the United States. He's talking about a fairly broad brush, he said. I have not heard him describe particular exemptions just yet. Trump has spoken to multiple world leaders about the plan, which has roiled American allies and caused stocks to plunge after it was announced, Ross said. He acknowledged that other countries might retaliate by imposing tariffs of their own on American goods, as the European Union has threatened to do for blue jeans, motorcycles, and bourbon, but insisted the effects would be small. Sure, there may well be some sort of retaliation, but the amounts that they're talking about are also pretty trivial, Ross said, estimating that the Europeans might put an extra tax on $3 billion worth of American goods. While it might affect an individual producer for a little while, overall it's not going to be much more than a rounding error. Ross also said that economic advisor Gary Cohn, who fiercely fought the tariff plan, would not leave the administration over the decision. When McNamee/Getty Images, Senator Lindsey Graham, a South Carolina Republican, said Trump was making a big mistake with the tariff, which would sock it to American consumers forced to pay higher prices for everyday goods. Please reconsider, he said on CBS's Face the Nation. You're punishing the American consumer and our allies. You're making a huge mistake here. Graham blamed China for hurting the American steel industry by dumping huge quantities of steel onto the global market, but said the tariffs would not address that problem. You're letting China off the hook. China wins when we fight with Europe, he said. Go after China, not the rest of the world. But White House trade advisor Peter Navarro claimed Americans would not mind paying price hikes, which he insisted would be small. American people are willing to pay $1.50 more for a six-pack of beer in order to have an aluminum and steel industry, he told Face the Nation. Meanwhile, British Prime Minister Theresa May expressed deep concern to Trump Sunday about the tariff plan. May's office said the two leaders spoke by phone and she raised our deep concern at the president's forthcoming announcement on steel and aluminum tariffs, noting that multilateral action was the only way to resolve the problem of global overcapacity.